What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Aha, and we're going to begin another set, or another tandem, of demo tunes in conjunction with live tunes, and we're going to start going through the demo tracks for Scoundrel Days. Thank you to Philip for providing the deluxe edition of this album. Now, I won't spend too much time talking about the title track from the album, but the first demo is the one for Scoundrel Days, so I'll merely say it's one of the tunes that I think is exemplary of their style and their quality in the first few albums. In particular, I enjoy the keyboard lead-in. I like the stark and dramatic narrative that the lyrics portray or express. I also like the big soaring vocal that comes from Morton during the chorus, so yeah, it's just a classic Aha tune, one of my favorites up in the pantheon, I should say. Curious to hear how different from or similar to the album track the demo is, so let's give it a listen. This is the demo version of Scoundrel Days from the album of the same name, and it's the first tune on the second disc of the deluxe edition of the album. A bit more brooding, dangerous sounding.
It was like somebody screaming, it wasn't me for sure. I lift my head up from the easy pillows, my feet on the floor. My wrist on the backboard and head for the door. Outside on the pavement, the dark makes no noise. I can feel the sweat in my lips leaking into my mouth. I'm stepping out of the steep hills, leaving me no joy.
Stands out more here.
Fall into an option, I run the streets through. I dream pictures of houses that I never know what else to do.
What a line.
When death comes the morning, unannounced to you. Too much to ask for, to pull the weight. But if you're given a thing but fragrance, these are scoundrel days. I'm close to call out the names as pride hits your face. I see as our lives in the making. Look at the blood in my hair. The hands touch my body from everywhere. But I know that I made it as I run into the air.
Oof. Very interesting. It's still going. fade-out ending. I thought in that pause moment that it actually had a hard ending, but then it came back for a really cool, mostly instrumental interlude. But yeah, a very similar track, but very different in some ways. The lead-in was obviously different. It was more synth bass than synth melody. It had a darker, brooding feeling, at least at the start, although as it played out, it was reminding me with some of the synth work, when there was multiple layers of the synth work, not only those rolling, like organ type of tones we heard stand out at the end, but some different keyboard sets, if you will, along the way. It reminded me a bit of Take On Me with its lighter feel. Indeed, the sonic arrangement overall had a more stripped down feel. It was less deep and rich compared to the album track that we eventually got. But yeah, it had a more electronic sound, it had a more dance floor sound, if that makes sense. And in a way, with the percussion in particular, it reminded me of that energetic enthusiasm of Take On Me, if in a darker sound more generally. And yeah, Morton at a couple points sounding different in his delivery, even if that big swooping beginning to the chorus was quite similar. And to the point where there was one moment it felt like he was deliberately going out of key, if you will, like letting the emotion boil over beyond what the normal delivery might be. So a really cool track. Like, I would enjoy that track if it was on the album, though I do think perhaps the final, fuller, deeper version is, again, a richer track. But that was really cool. As someone who, as a kid, was very into fast, energetic, and almost aggressive style electronic music, this would have caught my ear. So yeah, again, really cool to hear the development of a number of their tunes, now moving beyond when they had become this international sensation through Take On Me, and hearing the development of tracks that would go into a sophomore album, which notoriously is difficult, right? Especially if you get known for what your first album sounds like, coming back with a second album that makes too many changes can sometimes lead to fans feeling like, oh wait, this isn't as good as I thought, or wait, they're different than I thought. And music critics are notoriously harsh or aggressive toward a second album and what that might sound like in the wake of a successful first one. So yeah, I think it was a really cool demo, even if in the grand scheme of things, or all other things being considered, maybe not quite on the level that they eventually got the track to. So let me know if you agree, let me know what you think, and I will see you next time. Peace.